I was watching John's video about YouTube Lo-Fi Week the other day, and I thought, John's onto something here. John is onto something. Thank you very much, John. You did a good thing there. But I thought John has got this wrong, in a way. Because whilst it's about focusing on the sounds and the stuff and what they're saying, not even the sounds, because the sounds could be shit. Lost my train of thought. What I'm trying to say is, as I'm sure you've probably guessed by now, how lo-fi can you get? That's my question. What is the lowest of the lows? And I'd say, thank you for that car, I'd say the lowest of the lows is audio. Because then you really are not focusing on that person's voice. No, on that person's face. Face is what I meant, not voice. So, with that in mind, this is an audio video. That is not the right term. But this is an audio only video. That's what I mean to say. So if you can try and find some meaning in this rambling, I think the things you should take away from this are, one, the importance of sound. No. I'm going to contradict myself a lot today, I think. What you can really take away from this is the importance of video. Because whilst this is all well and good, and you're probably following what I'm saying just about, you're not really getting a sense of place. You don't really know where I'm coming from. So when you hear these cars coming past, you understand I'm probably on a road somewhere, but you don't know what I'm seeing. So you can't engage with me properly. I think when I turn this corner, I'm going to see lots of people. And I'm not. What a surprise. Right. Two things. One, as I'm sure you probably know, I have issues with people seeing my video because I feel like they're staring at me. And beyond staring, I feel like their eyes are piercing my soul and I can't breathe. So, I think audio-only videos are an interesting thing. Point two, engagement. I would say that though video is not necessary, it's helpful. I have a lot of trouble with engaging with things. So, for example, books. I am an English literature student, Until the other day, until the other month, I couldn't engage with literary text fully. Like, there was a block where people would want to cry at something. I would just think, oh, that's sad, I guess, but I wouldn't feel that emotion. I had no concept of empathy, I guess. I finished Wuthering Heights, and that completely changed. Now I can't not engage with a text. Similarly, the other day, I went to Eep. Eep, if you don't know, is one of the hotspots was one of the hotspots of World War One. A lot of World War One fighting was based in and around Eep. So we went to various places, most of them graveyards, visited some trenches, and yet I just couldn't engage properly. Some people, there was a thing called The Last Post in Eep, where every day at 8 o'clock they commemorate the lives of the fallen soldiers at this place called the Main Gate, where they celebrate the lost of the war. And some people even cried at that. It barely moved me, and I don't know why. But I think it's to do with engagement and contexts of production, maybe. That's a bit of an English term, but I think you can understand what it means. Where the author is coming from. So, Roland Barthes, a French philosopher guy, he's the guy that came up with the Death of the Author movement, in which he says, okay guys, the author's identity and views is irrelevant. All that there is the text and the context of reception. And I think, okay, that's a useful view. But then you strip yourself of something. I don't know what it is. You strip yourself of something amazing by removing the author from the equation. I would like to say that it's a co-production between the author and the reader. The author gives some of their context to production, the reader gives some of their context to reception. It's give and take. Together you make a new text. No one can experience the same text, but together you make a new text. So I'm not really a fan of Roland Barthes' death of the author movement, but what I'm trying to get at here is that it's important to know the context of something. It's important to engage with that context. So, for some people, it works seeing a giant memorial to loads of dead people. But for me, that did nothing. Tell you what did do something, and this is where I'm going to introduce pictures now, I think. What did do something was being in trenches. More than that, being in pitch black tunnels. So, in lots of the trenches, they had tunnels to lodgings, officers' lodgings, general lodgings. Lodgings is one ganger. And without any form of light in them, they would be completely dark. Like this video's been. So the first time we went through those, we went through with a light, because we're not insane. But then the second time, we went through without any form of light. And it was only then that I managed to engage fully with what was going on and what happened. It was only by thrusting myself into the same situation as they had been in that I managed to attempt to comprehend what was going on. Obviously, I can't comprehend what was going on because I'm not them. I wasn't in that situation. But there was a moment. I think I'm going to put a picture here again. There was a moment when we'd gone to Tynecott Cemetery, and it's a huge place. There are so many graves, but I just turned to my friend Tom and said, imagine if this was us. Those people are the same age as us. Imagine if that was us. Imagine if we were the people who had so eagerly gone into the game of war and not come out. I think that was overly profound for someone who hasn't made videos in a long time. So I think I'm going to leave you here. But this has not really had a point. It's had several points. So I'll let you take from it what you will. I think this counts as a response to YouTube Lo-Fi Week, but I don't know. How much more lo-fi can you get? I'm still recording. I'm just going to upload this bare bones, I think. Take from this what you will. I'm off to get some spicy food. Bye.